I'd say it's more negative for the Nuggets. Um, More if they didn't come to play, even though they won. So, 123 to 116, Nuggets took that game. Then we got Clippers Spurs. I was watching this game, scream at the TV, like what is and it's weird because I should have known. I should have known. But in the regular season, Paul George is a difference maker. We're not going to talk about the postseason because we know that what he does in the postseason. It makes my head hurt. So we're not going to talk about that. But in the regular season, Paul George is an all-star player. He's a superstar player, and he can get you superstar numbers. He didn't play last night, but against the Spurs, I expected Kawhi to take over, and he played a good game. But they had LaMarcus Aldridge come back into the lineup. Kawhi had 30, 10, and 3. But when Patty Mills goes 8 for 12 from 3-point for 26 points, that's hard to stop. That's really hard to stop. He's so important for the Spurs. He was 3 for 3 in the first quarter from 3. He helped pretty much keep them in the game the whole time. The Clippers really didn't look engaged in the game until the second half when it was time to go or lose. And I think that's become their identity. They're so, I wouldn't say they're front runners, but they're just so not worried. They think that they're so good, they can come back from anything. And they have the firepower to do it, but you just don't want to start making that a habit where you're relying on your firepower in the second half to try to bring you back. So they need to start coming out of the game with life, a little more energy. But they are fighters, and Kawhi took the game over in the second half. So, they gotta create a new identity for themselves. They can't be like last year again because they're gonna be an early exit for them again. So the Clippers though, I like Batum. I think he was a quiet addition. Nobody really thought much of him, but he can shoot the ball well. He plays some good defense. He's big enough to bang a little bit down there. Clippers came out strong in the third quarter. They came back. They made it a game because they were trailing for a while. But again, Patty Mills, if he's got to be their second or third best player, and score the second most. He could lead their team in scoring. But him and LaMarcus Aldridge have to be around 40 to 50 points combined every game. And they got to. And that's because the West is way too deep. They got so many superstars on every team that's going to give you 40 to 50 points between the two. So they're going to have to be able to do that. And they have a good enough team where they're deep and they can get help from the rest. Murray was good. DeJounte, he was good last night. 21-5-5. They had a lot of players that were making plays, but Patty Mills and Aldridge are gonna have to be their go-to guys. Fast break points. This team is, like I said, because the West is so deep, they're gonna have to change their identity. I'm talking about the Spurs now. So far this year, for fast break points, this is the most ever in Spurs history since Popovich has been there, which means that he's understanding that the game is changing. You don't got Tim Duncan down there. You don't got Manu. You don't got Tony Parker, where you can set big boy up and let him go to work. Now you do have Aldridge, but the way that the center position is being played, the way that the floor is being spaced now, it's a very different game. So he's understanding that, and he has to change his culture. They got young legs on that team. They're deep. They can run. So let them get out. Let them make plays. And then with Patty Mills there to kind of be the veteran. I think he's been in the league 14 years. So he can be kind of the veteran along with LaMarcus Aldridge. So the Spurs will be okay. They'll get it done. They'll probably be somewhere 7-10. They might be in that playoff game. The play-in game. So, for the Spurs, those are my takeaways. For the Clippers, like I said, they start too late. They need to start straight off the jump. They need to come out strong and stay consistent. That's their problem. They're not consistent in their energy levels. Beverly's. No, I don't want to say it's premature. Like, he's a shooter now, but his shot is looking a lot better, much improved. He's hitting threes now, and I've seen it in a couple games where he's taking threes confident, and he's hitting them. Big in the fourth quarter, he had a three followed by a layup, and then he had a big turnover, all in the same 1, 2, 3. So he's a good energy guy, and they're gonna need that. They lost Montrez, so he's gonna have to turn it up even more than he did before. But Beverly is a key piece. I know he's not the key piece, but he is a very important piece for the Clippers. And he did all the big little things, the hustle plays. He's that guy. He's the guy to do that for them. And that being said, the last play, sometimes Beverly does too much. Sometimes he's too energized. Now he needs to be that. He needs to be their guy, but he also needs to be smart. And when he does that, and that pushing the back foul, Luke Kennard put a shot up, long rebound. He comes through, pushes Patty Mills in the back, and then, come on, what are you doing? You gonna push him in the back, put Patty Mills in the line? You guys are only down 2. The game the game is there for you. And then you push him in the back, put Patty Mills at the line. He hasn't missed a free throw all year. Hits those, and then now I know this was a big thing for me. People get on Jordan and say he's that guy because he took the shots, right? Then they get on Kobe, he took the shots. He made the shots. And then you go to Braun. Well, he always passed out the shots. He can't be that guy. Now, I get making the right play. And Kawhi, yeah, you made the correct pass to a shooter who should have made the shot. I understand. But Kawhi mid-range game is so much better than Luke Kennard taking that shot. With a small defender on him, he should have just backed him down, got to his sweet spot, and lived or died with the shot. Instead, he passes it up. Luke Kennard misses. That long rebound turns into the foul. And then they had a play drawn at the end, and it didn't look like they executed the play very well. It looked like they were at 3, 4, and they had to get the ball in. Kawhi gets the ball, makes like one little side dribble. It didn't look like a good shot. It looked kind of forced. It was kind of ugly, very ugly actually, and he bonked it. Game over. So for me, Kawhi, you're the man on the team. You gotta take that shot, a better shot than that last one that you did. That was a forced shot. You had the first one. You should have just took that first one. But you shouldn't have been in that position anyways, because you guys shouldn't have came out so lifeless. You should have been engaged like you were in the second half and the first half. So for me, give credit to the Spurs. They played well enough to win, but the Clippers, they got some work to do. They definitely have some work to do. But Patty Mills was the player of that game. 8 for 12 from 3-point. He won bonkers. He was 26 points, 8 for 12 from 3. So, work on the Clippers. You guys gonna get bounced again. 116-113, Spurs win that game. And then the last game of the night, we got Bulls, Blazers. So Bulls took that game 111-108. Kobe White was 21, 10, and 5. It wasn't really a bad game for the Blazers. They just weren't hitting shots. That's really what it boiled down to. They weren't hitting shots. Dame and C.J. McCollum combined for 50 points. That'll work on most nights. But when you shoot 64% from the free throw line, you're not gonna beat very many teams. You had I think almost 19 attempts from the free throw line. You're shooting 64%, so you're leaving a lot of points on the board. You lost by 3, so they're your points right there. You had a 20-point lead at one point in the game. That was your largest lead of the game, and you let the Bulls stick around. You let them slowly come back, gain confidence, and they ended up coming back to bite you in the butt. So, the Blazers weren't hitting shots, but teams like this, teams like the Bulls, teams that, especially, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it all year, especially in the West. The West is so deep. The East is deep too, but the West just got even deeper. They go about 12 deep maybe. I mean, that 7 through 10 playing game is going to be probably more competitive than the 1 through 4 is. So, the West is so deep, and teams like the Bulls, teams like Wizards, teams like, the lower teams, you have to win. Those are games that you have to win because they're going to come back, a shortened season, they're going to come back to bite you. So, Blazers, you got to just be better. You got to hit shots. You got an off night. But you can't have 2 off nights in a row. So, put that game behind you, but Blazers, you got to be better. Bulls took that game 111 to 108. So, a decent day of basketball. Let's go over to the board. So, player of the day, let's erase this. Alright. So the rankings, they changed a little bit, but not enough for me to